The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, is brought to you by, well, of course, you. If you want to learn more about how you can support the show, go to patreon.com/thearena_podcast.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Hey everyone, welcome into The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. This is episode 91. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burly of Burly and Gaming and Turn-Based Carl. So how you guys doing, man? Carl, Burly, how you doing?
Huge.
Burly, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I think I just need to study the dark side of the Force more.
Oh, come on, man. It's bringing up Star Wars stuff. Well, yeah, we of course we have another show. It's called Star Wars Republic, and we talk about the dark side once in a while, as well as the Force and everything. But yeah, I guess if it pertains to video games that we're going to talk about today, be my guest. Yeah. So.
More like I see so many because of the Obi-Wan show. I see so many prequel memes, and especially of the Ian McDiarmid.
Ian McDiarmid, yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, for me, it's been a busy week, obviously, but I mean, weather-wise today, man, it was just gray and muggy, no rain, but just like 100% humidity, and it's getting into the season where you get bugs everywhere. Bugs, the little bugs here, bigger bugs outside, wherever you go, there's bugs everywhere now, of course, because of, the rain, and because here in Japan, it's the rainy season now. So, yeah, and with the high humidity, of course. So, yeah. And that sounds like Florida. Yeah, just like Florida, Carl, yeah.
Bugs all the time.
Sounds like Canada right now.
I was trying to close my door real quick when I come in the front door, so like the mosquitoes don't come in.
Right. Yeah,
I hate them.
Yeah, like on our veranda near where, of course, in our condominium complex, we have in our kitchen we have like a door that goes out onto the veranda and everything, but there's like a sliding screen that closes up there. Always keep that screen door closed because mosquitoes or bugs. Well, we don't have mosquitoes like on the 10th floor where we are, but the little other bugs and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so it's time to start. We got a big show for you. We've got we're going to be talking about the Xbox Bethesda Showcase, and it's the extended showcase, and then some of the other gaming shows that were going on this past week. So it was a big week of news in the world of gaming. So we're going to get to all that and some other news stories that dropped this last week. But before we do that, here's a brief word about where you can find the podcast.
Before the crew discuss what they've been playing, this episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, and the post-show, in audio and video formats, will be going to Patreon in early access for one day after recording. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry Tier 1 level at $1 per month and get early access to every episode and post-show in audio and video formats, as well as watch or listen ad-free, please visit patreon.com/thearena_podcast for further details. Weekly on Sundays, the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services. Weekly on Wednesdays for the post-show, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, Spotify, Amazon Music, and in video format on our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. For the audio version, just download your favorite podcast app or open Spotify and search for The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called The Arena Podcast, where you can join and chat with the Arena Podcast community, and the podcast website is at thearenapodcast.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. Finally, You can also follow us on Twitter at the Arena AMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at the Arena_podcast. Now, back to the show.
Okay, guys, so before we get into the news, of course, it's time to talk about the games that we've been playing this past week. So I've still just been playing Far Changing Tides and a little bit of Corvus, just making a little bit more progress in there. Not much to talk about because, yeah, it was a busy week for the gaming news and stuff. And I just want to say, for all of you that watched our live stream, our multi-stream of the Xbox Bethesda Games Showcase event, thank you so much, and we really appreciate all of your support. Thank you for coming and watching that with us, or in video on demand. So anyway, go ahead, Carl. What have you been playing this past week?
Oh yeah, I wanted to say I forgot. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Yes, coming tomorrow. Yes,
it will be. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and happy birthday. It's past now, but my daughter turned 17 this past week, so yeah, it's time surely does fly. So yeah,
right.
My son's 19, my daughter's 17 now, so yeah, it's crazy. I still remember when they were really little, but time flies, goes by really fast. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, happy Father's Day.
I can't believe it's going to be like my second Father's Day already.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Just boom, boom, boom. It goes by really fast. But anyway, happy Father's Day to all of you.
I'm going to go to the store that I don't often go to, but it's just like, I forgot what it's called. 8-bit, some museum or something like that is the name of it. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I don't know the guy. I don't know the guy is, but he must be pretty cool because he has this whole store that's just set up with like rows and rows of just classic video games everywhere, and he like picks them up wherever he can and he resells them. And
cool.
He's got a room with all these old TVs set up and a bunch of consoles set up that you can play in there. It's pretty cool. It's a cool store. There's a couple old games that are nothing like really rare that I want to pick up, so I'll see if he's got them.
Cool.
Right. So yeah, I played I'm still playing War Tales.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played the TMNT Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I played that. I don't know. Was it yesterday? No, the day it came out. I played it. It was. I'll tell you what. It was real fun. A lot of nostalgia. I'm also done with it. So
I see.
I went through the story mode, and it's fun. It feels good to play. It feels better than ever as far as these type of Turtles games go. Right? These beat 'em ups. You can dodge stuff now, and it really feels like, and it's designed so that you can try to beat levels without taking any damage. Those are some of the challenges in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it does get repetitive as these games do. And the characters to me didn't feel all that different. Like I played as Raph, and they don't let you switch in the story mode, which is, I was like, I kind of wanted to, but there's like a sort of bit of leveling up. Like you get in that mode. I think in the arcade mode, you just start with the ability to do all that stuff, but levels you up and gives you access to like the different type of super moves. Like there's an air one, and there's like a special dodge one, and there's like some other power up thing, which I don't even know what it does. So I couldn't even tell when I used it in the game. I was like, I don't know what this does. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm doing more damage. It's like sort of like activates and it gives you like a trail, and
nice.
I don't really know what's happening, what's actually different, but yeah, I mean, it really hits the nostalgia hard. But I feel like if you didn't have that, it might not hit you as much. It might not be as fun. And yeah, sure, if I'm playing it with the friends, like if I had a friend over, you could play it up to 6 players, but that would be fun too. I would play it again as far as that goes.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's just like ain't much to do in it,
I see.
It's not the, like I feel like the reason I put the Guardian Heroes out here for Sega Saturn, is because like this to me is like the last real evolution in your beat 'em ups. Like where you actually level up stats for your character, and you actually have moves that are like Street Fighter-esque, sort of like quarter circle forward or down something, and like there's you can do cool combo attacks and super magic spells and stuff, and there was branching paths in the story. There's multiple endings in that game. Like this game is just trying to be the best version of the Turtles thing.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to it. I might try it this week. Yeah. So, all right, Burly,
I'm
what have
hoping
you
to
been
make some
playing,
time
man?
soon for that game.
Yeah.
For me,
You don't need a lot. I'll tell you.
Oh, that's good to hear. I actually just finished Lost Judgment on night, so I
Yay!
finally finished the story.
Finally.
It is a long game.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yes. It is.
It's a good, easily 20-hour game for the story.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Yes.
If you're gonna play it, put it in Japanese voice.
Yes.
Instead of the English.
That's
I know
right.
Expat is just weeing over all this right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should play it in Japanese. I mean, for the original voice acting, of course, Kimura Takuya, he's a famous actor here in Japan, and he plays the main character Yagami Takayuki, and and he was in the first game, obviously, he's an amazing actor, and his voice, I mean, it's essential to the character of the game, I think. So, I mean, if you're playing it in the dubbed English version, I think it does it a little bit of a disservice. I mean, if you want to do that, though, that's fine. I mean, you play the game how you want, but I just recommend it, in the original language, and of course with English subtitles, obviously, for those that don't speak Japanese. So,
No, you must play Japanese with no subtitles.
well, you can do that too, Carl, but you probably have a pretty bad experience, and you'd probably throw the game down after about 30 minutes. So, yeah.
Nani?
I mean, そうだよ、30分ぐらいは終わりかもしれん。はい。もういいよ。So, yeah, I mean, play it in Japanese with English subtitles. I think that's the best way to play it. So, but then all of our Japanese listeners out there, just play it in Japanese. Yeah. You don't need the English subtitles, unless you're, of course, practicing your English and you want to read the English subtitles. But anyway, or just play it in English. Anyway, so Burly, what did you think of it? Lost Judgment. How was it for you? Without any spoilers, how did you enjoy the ending of the game?
I really enjoyed the game overall. I like Judgment, but this is a bad game. They fixed a lot of the problems I had with Judgment. And they took a lot of stuff out of the story. Like one of my things I didn't like with the first game is several times, because they want to ramp down the story, they put this most ridiculous case thing in here you have to waste time, and you waste a half hour on, when it's like, no, we can progress the story and go for.
Yeah, the small side ending, quests. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The ending, I really enjoyed the ending. I think the end very relevant in today's climate. That's all I can say without spoiling it. Yeah. But I've also been playing a few other games. I started playing Wargroove on my Steam Deck. It came out on the Switch and Steam. It's like the Advance Wars kind of game. It's a lot of fun.
I was interested in that.
Yeah, see.
If you're into that style, it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
It can get hard though. It can get hard, and you have to really think about, do I put my units here? If I attack here or here, you're constantly always looking and seeing, okay, because they give you an idea saying you're going to do about 35% damage here with this, attacking from here. So you got to really sit the time and take your time and figure out who to attack with, where you're attacking the area, and all that, and using your different abilities for the different units.
Burly, I have a question for you. Do you think Carl would like Lost Judgment, being that it's not turn-based?
It's not the only thing I play.
I was gonna say.
Well, I know, Carl. I know you like Yakuza 7, because Yakuza 7 obviously, veered in a different direction and went turn-based.
Like a Dragon's,
Like a Dragon,
one of the greatest games right now. It's an incredible turn-based JRPG. Like I can believe
I still have
that
to play that
they
game.
nailed it so well.
Yeah. Good old Ichiban Kasuga. Yeah. Yeah.
He's a great character.
Yeah, great character. And he is the face of the Yakuza franchise now for the foreseeable future. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I do wonder if so. You call it Yakuza 7, right? But like, and technically, I guess it is, but that's not the title. It's never called that in the game. It's not written there. So like, I do wonder if they will continue to like give them a subtitle and not actually number them, and then maybe one day they will make like a Yakuza 7 that's just back to the old game, or who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, we don't know for sure. Yeah. So
I think they'll just go like I think they just chose Like a Dragon just because they're like things up. See how it goes. If people don't like this, we can go Yakuza 7 back to the formula, or go
right. Yeah.
I think I think they'll go like a Dragon 2 or some other subtitle and make another turn-based because that game sold well and did well.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I think they'll still keep 7 under wraps, like a traditional, the traditional Yakuza style, and call 1 7 later on just to appease the other fans.
I don't know if it's been reported whether or not Yakuza 8 has the 8 in it in the title or not. I don't know, but I think in like pre-production or the marketing that they were doing, I think it did have a Yakuza 8, but I think that's just for people that might not know much about the series. So I don't know. Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah. Isn't the title Like a Dragon? That's just like the name? Isn't that the studio? Like in Japanese means something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Ryuga Gotoku. Yeah. So.
Yeah, they're doing something like Resident Evil Biohazard, where in Japan it's Biohazard Resident Evil for like number 7.
Well, no, it's just Biohazard in Japan. It doesn't have anything to do with Resident Evil.
No. Yeah. Resident Evil 7, I believe. Was it 7 or was it? Yeah, it was 7. I believe was like
7.
Resident Evil Biohazard or something, or one of them was that. And then they did the opposite.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it was 7 because Resident Evil 7 here is called Resident Evil Biohazard, but because Resident Evil is called Biohazard over there in Japan,
right. So like a Dragon in Japan, it's not like Yakuza is not the name of that game, right? In Japan, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. No.
Right. So like I think they did the thing there. Anyway, besides that. Oh, Resident Evil, quickly. I want to mention the fact that Resident Evil 8 is getting a third-person mode. Freaking awesome, man.
Yeah.
They're listening to me. They heard me, guys.
Okay. Yeah, they heard you on Twitter, right, Carl? Yeah.
Heard me. And probably many other fans who were like, yeah, we want third-person Resident Evil back.
Yeah.
And they went even farther, and the DLC that's coming out is strictly third-person mode. Which I thought was weird because like the DLC for Village featuring like the daughter character when she's older.
Okay.
It's not, you can't play it in first person as far as I know. I'm pretty sure they said it's only third person. So it's weird that they're just like playing around with that. But yeah, like there's a gold edition coming out and now I want to play it because it's third person.
Cool.
Stuck to my guns and I'll
Wait, I'm telling you, even with this DLC, the price drop.
I do wonder what they're going to charge for the gold edition. Like, I don't know if it'll be full price or not.
Oh, it'll be full price.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is Capcom. It'll be full price.
It'll be full price. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. And they're not Sony,
They're Japanese.
They're not Nintendo. They're not Nintendo, but they're Japanese companies.
Yeah.
At least Nintendo knows they can't charge
Nihon no
70
kaisha
yet.
da yo. Nihon no kaisha wa full price. Hey.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Yeah, that's what they're going to charge. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so it's time to get to the weekly news beat. So, and Carl, I know you're not going to like this news, obviously, when it comes to Xbox, but obviously we got the news this week of Final Fantasy VII, of course. So Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. So Nomura Tetsuya. So it's already in active development. So the link for all of you video viewers here to the story by Games Radar is below, and I'll read a little bit of it for you. So work on Part 3 of the Final Fantasy Remake is already underway. And we got also this week the news about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as well. So
Which
shortly
is part
after this,
2.
yeah, part 2, yeah. So shortly after the
Mhm.
Story JRPG's 25th anniversary live stream, the game's official Twitter account confirmed a rough production timeline, a series of tweets written by creative director Nomura Tetsuya and other lead designers. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, so as it goes on here, formerly known as Remake Part 2, has only just been announced, but Nomura says he's already involved with work on Part 3, which is still untitled. Quote, I can't wait to share the intention behind naming the first title Remake and the second title Rebirth, Nomura writes. Quote, in time, I hope to reveal what the third title will be called and where this journey will ultimately lead. Carl, my question to you to start off and talking about the Final Fantasy games, will any of these come to Xbox?
I will say yes, they will eventually. I just don't think that. I mean, as far as I know, there's never been an example of a game that was announced as a timed exclusive and never came to other platforms.
Mhm.
So whatever the reasoning, whatever the delay, like I don't think there's like they can just infinitely keep it from Xbox. Although there's probably obviously some weird inner workings going on that like they won't tell us, and it's kind of at this point getting really ridiculous. Like, can you just be honest about it already? Like, we get it. The thing's been exclusive for PlayStation for like 2 years. If you were to tell us that, yeah, whatever the deal is, like we can't bring it to Xbox for the entirety of the 3 games, or which would be absurd, or just another year, whatever. Just freaking tell us already. It's not like it's gonna change your sales at all. No one's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna wait another year, like. And I'm gonna skip this. No, if they're excited and they want to buy it, like whatever, people are just gonna buy it. Like I played the first one on PlayStation, and because I played that, I won't play this. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you would think that they would want to make more money having it also on Xbox as well. So I don't know what's going on, man. I think it's just Sony in a sense being a little greedy and a little and making sure that it stays off the Xbox platform for as long as they can so
right.
that they can make the money off of it. But yeah,
But they also announced the remaster of Crisis Core, the PSP
Yep.
game, which is
Mhm.
a spin-off Final Fantasy VII game
Yeah.
that's coming to every platform, Xbox,
Yeah.
Switch as well.
Yeah.
So it's just really weird. It doesn't make a lot of sense what they're doing.
Yeah. Burley, what do you make of all of this?
Well, this is Sony because here's the thing. Final Fantasy VII did so well back on the original PlayStation. Sony is going to try and keep that away from Microsoft as long as they can. Whether they've probably got some backroom deals with Square saying, no, we want another year of exclusivity on this, and they're just going to keep re-upping. Yeah, the Crisis Core, that is really weird that's going to come to everything, but that's Crisis Core. Not as many people care of that. I like the game. I'm hoping that is not a full price release because I am not paying $90 or $100 here in Canada for Crisis Core. I'm sorry. That's not a worth it price.
Burley,
for me.
I feel for you, man. It almost seems like every game that comes out in Canada is like $90 to $100.
Oh yeah.
It's just it's
No,
terrible. It's
I love because everyone's like, oh, Canada, it's so great. Everything's this. It's a
of
great
course
country. Don't
because
get me wrong.
my daughter is going to Canada in August for 10 months, so she's going to be in Vancouver. So yeah,
Canada's expensive.
yeah, believe me, I know, yeah, sending
You're
my
starting
daughter
to
out
get
there. So, yeah, so yeah, she'll be going to high school for a year in Vancouver. So yeah, she'll leaves in August, comes back in June of next year. So yeah, we'll miss her,
But
but she'll be paying $90 for a video game out there in Canada, unfortunately. So yeah.
I'm like that we did get to see Remake Part 2 and that they finally said that this is a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying 3 games because that's something we've all been wondering. how many games. Like I know they originally said years ago it may be 3 games, but they kind of backpedaled. So now I'm hoping if you're going to do 3 games, because they're not following the original story, they've changed the original story quite a bit. And so we have no idea where this one will end. Part 2 and how much the story is going to deviate from here.
I mean, it looks like they're going to deviate pretty hard at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the naming convention is really weird, too, because if they think that someone's going to, if you're not really in the know, right, and you're going to the store and you're like, oh, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, you know, the average person's not going to know, oh, that's the sequel to Remake. Like, that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. Well, not many things in Japan make sense, Carl.
Well,
I mean, that's the thing when it comes to naming and like titles of games and things like that. Yeah.
I mean, also calling Final 7 remake doesn't make sense either, because it's like the first 5 hours of the original game around, give or take, and then
5 hours. Wow, you're gracious. More like 4 if 4 for like 4 to 5 first play through. Like if you know what you're doing and you've played the game many times, like 2.5.
You could run through it like, very quickly. Exactly. So like I don't expect, and I think that they realized that they bit off more than they can chew when they tried to do what they've done with Remake, that they're like, we'll never be able to remake the entirety of the original Final Fantasy VII in this style of what we've done here. So like we just have to veer off and do whatever and make 3 different, because they're not going to get to every bit of that game. It's a really large game. You've covered very, very little of it. It's impossible. We know that. There's no way.
Okay, so next up, we talked a little bit about Capcom earlier. Well, we had some interesting news from Capcom, of course, earlier this week too, and looks like Dragon's Dogma, the sequel, is coming. Yeah, so a sequel is in development. So for all of you video viewers, of course, the link to the article from The Verge here, threw it up there for you. So I'll read a little bit of it for you. So Capcom is developing a sequel to its 2012 high fantasy action RPG, Dragon's Dogma. So the company announced this past Thursday. There are a few official details, but we don't know the title as of yet. So Dragon's Dogma 2 will take advantage of Capcom's RE engine, which has been used for many of the studio's recent games. Director Itsuno Hideaki announced the new game at the end of a video looking back on the creation of the original Dragon's Dogma. So anyway, what did you guys think? I mean, I never played Dragon's Dogma, but I don't know if either of you have, but how excited are you for a sequel if you've played the first one?
I have not played it.
Burly, did you play it?
No. I wanted. That sounded bad. I wanted to try it, but never, for whatever reason, just never had that drive to eventually just buy it. So.
Yeah. Are they?
But from people I've been told that have played the game, it's quite good.
Is there some sort of anniversary edition of the first game coming out before this? I thought I saw something like that somewhere. I don't remember.
From this article, it doesn't mention anything about an anniversary edition, but
I don't remember.
It's possible.
But, this is one of those games where, like, for whatever reason, it wasn't for me, or I skipped it. I mean, it is an action RPG, so not necessarily my cup of tea, but. It is one that looked interesting, I remember, to me, and I know a friend of mine played it. But this is something that, hey, I'm really happy for all you fans out there who wanted this and finally got it, because there's a lot of games like that for me that are, haven't had a game in the franchise for 10 plus years, and I want to come back. So I am,
Lost
very
Odyssey.
Happy. I feel, exactly. Lost Odyssey. I feel for you. You got your game. It's coming. That's awesome. Yeah. And hopefully it is, incredible.
Well, Carl, there still is hope for your Lost Odyssey. Yeah, if we can get Dragon's Dogma 2 coming, then maybe Lost Odyssey will be coming next. Lost Odyssey 2. So.
Yeah.
Shall see.
I feel it's possible. You know, Phil is really going into the whole Japanese thing, and
Yeah.
and you know, without Final Fantasy, right? Since that's being taken away, especially the core ones. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to bring back Lost Odyssey, made by the Final Fantasy creator, and prop that up as like, hey, we got ours, we don't need yours, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it would be smart. It would be the thing to do. And also, we're gonna keep it turn based. You know, we're not gonna make it something that it shouldn't be.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be awesome. Do it, Phil, please. Do it.
Yeah.
Turn based has got to be cheaper, man. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Can't imagine it costs as much to make a turn based RPG as it costs to make Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we had a lot of game shows this past week. Digital, obviously. Of course, the big one. We had the Summer Game Fest to start all everything off, but this past week we had the Xbox Showcase. We're going to get to that in the topic of the show, but we had some other showcases as well. So we're going to talk about those briefly and just talk about maybe a game that we thought from that particular showcase that we might want to play, that we were interested in from that particular showcase. So next up, we're going to talk about the Guerrilla Collective Showcase. So, and the link, of course, to the article of everything that was announced is below for all of you video viewers. So, I don't know, guys. There was one game that I liked, and I'll go ahead and try to bring it up here. But while I'm bringing it up, what did you guys think of this showcase? It was a little long, I think, but there were some games that that stood out to you in this showcase.
Well, I mean, I didn't watch this one. I'm looking through what was there. The game that obviously there's a game called Symphony of War that I saw that I put on my Steam wish list. Although it's actually already out, it just came out.
Okay, I'll go ahead and play the video for you here. So
yeah, Symphony of War looks interesting. Yeah, there it is. It looks like to me when I look at this, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of like Advanced War vibes, but also like ogre battle vibes to it too.
Okay.
But it is cool that your units have like multiple characters on them. So each unit that you move around to attack is a setup of a little unit of an army. And when they battle, yeah, there's multiple. Ogre Battle looked like that, but you didn't have that customization where you can really change who's in each specific unit like that.
Okay.
So yeah, that looks cool. I would be interested in playing that one, and it's got a positive reception on Steam, for whatever that means.
Okay. Nice. So, Burly, is there any game that stood out to you here in this showcase that we could show our viewers?
Yeah. For me, Time on Frog Island.
Time on Frog Island. Okay, here we go. I'll go ahead and play that, and you can go ahead and describe it if you want, or say what you want about it. Yeah.
First thing I gotta say, I love this art style.
Okay.
Time on Frog Island sees you play as a castaway on a desert island, exploring and finding ways to fix their broken ship. This game will be released July 12th for Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and PC. It's just one of those, just scurry around the island, find stuff, and just relaxing kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like these games from time to time. Just sit, I don't have to, I'm not in battles all the time. I could just sit around and explore.
Okay. On July 12th. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me scroll down here. I'll find my game. So there were a lot of games shown here. So I'm going to go ahead and, So get to mine. Where was it? I think it was farther up here. So, yeah. Let's see. Where was it here? Oh, here it is. Signalis. So, yeah, I liked this one a lot.
Oh yeah, the type of art style on that is interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it comes out on October 27th for, of course, the Switch, Xbox One, and it's coming on Game Pass as well, PS4, PC. So this game gave me a little bit of kind of a cyberpunk type of vibe, but this is really like kind of that game that's on Xbox and Game Pass. What is it? I'm trying to remember it now. The game doesn't come to mind at the moment, but it'll come to my mind here in a second. But yeah, scrolling and yeah, kind of like a Hotline Miami type of vibe to it. And The Ascent, that's what it is. That's the game that I was thinking of, The Ascent, which is also on Game Pass. So this is something that I would like to play. So Signalis, yeah. It's October 27th. Yeah. Yeah. So, some games there from the Guerrilla Collective Showcase. So it's good stuff. So, anything else you guys want to say about that showcase?
No.
No, not really. You had your variety. You had a lot of titles. So it did what it did. It's just we're at this time now where we're getting all these little showcases showing here's what's coming later this year or early next year.
Yeah.
At least some of these trailers had gameplay and are not just the hey, here's cinematic trailer with nothing. So I know nothing of the game.
Right.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. There's a lot of these shows, and a lot of them are, some indies to AA, right, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting is that when you watch these shows and when you saw what the Xbox showcase did, there's not a lot of difference outside of a handful of games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's something we'll talk about, complaints of the Xbox showcase.
Yeah,
on.
definitely. Yeah. Yep, definitely later on. So next up was another game show, The Future of Play. So we had the Future of Play Direct, and I'll go ahead and I'll show you guys my pick from that show. So let me go ahead and pull it up for all the video viewers here. So it's called Railbound, and of course, I'll also put the link below for everything that was announced and revealed. So yeah, this is a cute little game. I mean, who doesn't like trains? Of course, here in Japan, there are trains everywhere. Of course, the transportation system in Japan when it comes to trains is amazing. So any of you that come out and visit Japan, you'll just be amazed by all the trains. And of course, the bullet train system that we have here as well. But this is really cool. You get like little puzzles and over 100 puzzles actually in this game. So I'll go ahead and play a little bit of it for you. So yeah, fans of trains and puzzles can enjoy Railbound, and it's coming in September. So Golf Peaks and Invento developer Afterburn showed off new gameplay and finally unveiled the release window for its track connecting game. So like I said, it includes more than 100 puzzles for players to solve. So yeah, so cool little connect them up here. So yeah, so I'm interested in this one. Yeah, really neat stuff. Yeah,
I like the art style of that.
Yeah, how the rails kind of twist and turn, and so you have to match them up and everything. So yeah, Railbound. So that's coming soon. So did you guys have anything you wanted to talk about from this showcase?
Yeah,
Psychorama looks interesting. Oh, sorry.
What? Go ahead, Burly. You go next on this one. What'd you want to show?
Creature Keeper.
Creature Keeper. Okay, so here we go. All right, go ahead.
Alrighty. So, Creature Keeper is a top-down pixel art monster farming RPG that lets players explore a bright, colorful world. A new trailer showed off different types of monsters players can collect and battle with. You know, I'm a sucker for like Pokemon games and Pokemon style games. Yeah. I love these little pixel art games.
Mm-hmm.
Just to sit.
Yeah, looks cute. Yeah, so
cute, fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like Zelda sort of elements to it.
Yeah.
Yep. Zelda, and it kind of reminds me of the Mana series, because you're walking around and you're just attacking with them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So I'll stop that there. Carl, which one did you want to show?
Psychorama looks interesting.
Psychorama. Okay, let me find that here.
This is Rocket Adrift Games, creator of Raptor Boyfriend, a high school romance, have announced Psychorama. Yeah. Psychorama, a narrative-driven side-scroller where you play as a digital medium. This game looks as crazy as it sounds, as the player must explore a cybernetic house and confront all sorts of spooks as they attempt to uncover the mystery in their past. And yeah, it does. Like, I see this and I'm like, oh yeah, like, Maniac Mansion. Like, I get that feel.
Oh, yeah.
But like a more darker, sort of creepy looking.
Yeah. Get out of this house as soon as you can. So,
I'm
break
curious.
a window and jump out.
Yeah, I'm curious what kind of, is it like puzzle solving or is it more just narrative? It says narrative driven, but like, yeah, maybe there is some amount of puzzling.
It's probably a mix. Yeah, a mix of it. So, interesting. Oh. Cool. All right. So that was, of course, the Future of Play Direct.
I'm reading this name, and it's like, that's like Psychroma.
Yeah, Psychroma.
I keep like saying something wrong. I don't want to screw their name up, guys. I'm so sorry. It's just you look at it pretty quick, and you're like, yeah, it's not, it's a mix of words there.
Yeah. Okay, guys, now it's time to get to the juxt of the show here. The topic of the show, obviously, our Xbox Bethesda Games Showcase announcements and reactions. Of course, we did our multi-stream for this. We had a blast of a time for about 2 hours watching this together, and so much that they showed at this event. And so in today's episode of the podcast, we're just going to go over some of the things we really enjoyed the most about this showcase. And we can also, give our negative reactions as well. Obviously, anything that we didn't like that we thought could have been done better during this showcase. And so the link below for all of you video viewers to the article from Digital Trends about everything that was announced is below here. So, yeah, I mean, and we got the big, I'll just start by saying we got the big, gameplay reveal of Starfield. And there's been, mixed reactions to that throughout the internet and everything. There's people saying that, this game is going to be too big. It's just going to be too big. How can you say that when you've never played the game yet? I don't know, man. It's, I'm really excited for something like that that's so huge in scope. I mean, being able to go to like over 1,000 planets, yeah, maybe it's kind of like No Man's Sky in a sense, but yeah, I really enjoyed the seeing the gameplay for the first time. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
I feel like if you're saying it's too big, then I'm assuming you've never played a Bethesda RPG.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
There are a lot of RPGs.
They're very big. Yes.
Yeah, like those games specifically. Like, look, I played countless hours of Skyrim, and I know for a fact that I have not done tons of things in that game.
Yeah.
So, these games are supposed to be really large. This isn't really an exception. It's just more of what you should expect. And the 1,000 planets thing, I'm like, look, would it make sense to have a lot less planets? Like the point of like going out into a galaxy is that there's a lot of planets, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it would feel weird if like you can go all over the galaxy and there's like 10 planets. Like that's just that doesn't sound right for a Bethesda RPG. Like that's sort of what you get in other types of RPGs where they've been in space. Like Outer Worlds, right? Like there's a couple planets you can go to.
Yeah.
Right. But
yeah.
You can't go to a lot because it's a very specific type of game.
Yeah.
A smaller in scope, right?
Yeah.
And the procedural generation thing about it, actually, I listened to the interview with Todd Howard. Was it Todd Howard? Oh, yeah. And it was interesting, I didn't really think about it, but obviously it makes sense. He's like, yeah, he's like, we use procedural generation on all our games. Like, that's not new.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how they generate the terrain in Fallout 4 and in Skyrim and in going back to pretty much all their games. So it's not like you're going to see a complete vast difference. The only difference is going to be there's going to be planets that are going to be barren, which guess what? That's how the world works. So the universe works.
Yeah.
Not every planet's got life on it. I'll tell you what, I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, well, that's how maybe a lot of M-class planets work, right?
Yeah.
So.
And he said it in the main trailer. He called them the Goldilocks planets. He's like, you're going to find the planets that there's going to be planets that are for, humanoid life, and there'll be stuff there. And as he said, there's more handcrafted content in this game than any of his previous games. So I really think you have absolutely nothing to worry about as far as actual Bethesda like RPG content to go through in this game.
Yeah, I mean, and then we, when it came to Flight Simulator, getting the Pelican from Halo, that was pretty cool. Little tidbits like that, were interesting. And then the look at Forza and how that looked. I mean, it just looked like I was watching a movie or something. I mean, it's just how beautiful it looks now. And then just the lineup of games that are going to be coming. And for all of you video viewers, I'll go ahead and show you here the games that are going to be coming to Xbox and PC over the next 12 months. And that's what this showcase was primarily focused on, was the next 12 months. So, I was a little disappointed we didn't get Hellblade, but Hellblade 2, but we're probably going to see that more later this year. And obviously it's not coming in the next 12 months, but it's probably going to be coming sometime next year, maybe later in the year. But, just the amount of games, and then like you and I and Burly and Carl, what we were talking about, Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost every single game that they showed just, had like Game Pass or Game Pass Day One or something on it. It's a cool lineup. I was really impressed by that. So to see all these other games that are coming, of course, Redfall and Starfield being delayed, that was, a month ago. A lot of Xbox gamers were really disappointed with that. However, there's going to be a lot of stuff to play, especially on Game Pass every month until those games arrive.
Yeah.
So,
which I expected anyway, to be honest. Like they do 2 Game Pass drops a month, and there's pretty much always something I'm interested in trying.
Yeah.
Whether I actually do or not, but that's the thing. The point is there's always something to play.
Yeah.
But when you look at this 12-month thing, and I'll just be brief, is how many of these do you think make it in the 12 months? How many get delayed?
Probably half.
Honestly,
probably half. Half will make it, half will be delayed.
It's rough.
That's rough, but it's I wouldn't put it past them. Yeah. So.
There's a good amount that will get delayed, but actually this showcase did something. Like Redfall was a game I did not care, but opening with that, and then they showed us it was 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, it was long.
Of it, and actually we were all kind of happy and impressed with it, and saying it's like, now I actually want to play the game.
Yeah,
it's like the stupid CGI trailers that we were getting. I was like, it's wacky. I don't care. But now actually seeing how the game runs, it's like, okay, you kind of sold me wanting to play this. And since this is a Game Pass Day One drop for Game Pass, it's like, sweet.
Yeah, there was an interesting interview for that game as well. Had a lot of stuff about the game in there. It is a single player game that you can play co-op. And one of the things that some people seem to not be happy about is that the campaign progress is tied to the host. So
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, so you're playing and you're on the host's game, and if you are not the host and you try to go play, you have to start your own campaign. But you carry over your character progression.
Yeah.
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 So, it doesn't matter for me. Like, I'm not really going to play it that way, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, the game. See, I like the way they did this game specifically. Is last time they showed the CGI trailer, and that introduced us, built up the hype for like a new thing, right? We didn't know what it was, and then we saw the gameplay now, and the gameplay looks like the CG trailer. Like, I was very impressed at how much it looked like that, like the tone, the feel, and the visual style, and the characters. Like, everything looked like, I'm seeing that. I'm like, yep, that matches up. That's great. That's how it should be.
Yeah. Another positive about this show, obviously, for all of us out here in Japan, of course, is the fact that now Atlas and Sega, of course, have been working closely with Microsoft now to get a deal done to get the Persona games onto Xbox and onto Game Pass, and that was a really big announcement, and that might be a catalyst for a lot more to come. So that's a cool thing. And I saw you, Carl, talking about on Twitter that you're really looking forward to playing the Persona 5, Persona 5 Royale.
Absolutely, playing that day one, as well as Persona 4 Golden and the other when it comes. So those are next year.
Yeah,
I don't know how much I'll play those. I know Persona 4 is supposed to be really good, so maybe I will also get into that.
If you do, man, it's going to be like State of Decay for you, because it's like over 200 hours.
Oh my god, I know that.
Yeah.
Persona 5, it says 100. I can't believe 4 is longer.
It is.
Oh,
it is.
really?
It's like, well, I mean, on when I played it on the Vita, it took it. I was into it for about 200 plus hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And then 3, getting even older, it might be hard to go back, but I'll want to try it.
Yeah.
Apparently, that version for 3 is not the best version because I think it was the original version of 3. Don't quote me on this because I had someone tell me, like, in 3 portable, you can't control your party members' actions.
So I looked into that. It's actually the opposite. Portable is the one where they added the ability to control all of your character members. Yeah. What Portable doesn't have is, like, apparently, I guess you can't walk around some other area besides the dungeon.
Okay.
And it doesn't have the anime cutscenes, and it doesn't have some additional epilogue thing that was added in, I think it's FES or something like that. There's another version, like P3 FES. Yeah. Like, they obviously had to make a choice unless they can combine some of the two stuff, but I don't think they're going to put that much work into it. And I would much prefer to be able to control all my party members in a turn-based RPG. I can't stand a game where you can only control the one main guy and give AI like controlled sort of instructions, like Final Fantasy 13
or something. Yeah,
was I hated that so much.
That drove me nuts. Or in
terrible.
13, when your leader dies, you lose the battle, and it's like, no, I got 2 other party members. Why not just give me control? That was terrible.
Garbage.
But it's nice to see that these Persona games are getting a chance for Xbox users. But not only that, it's coming everywhere, which was nice to see.
Yeah.
So
well, not Switch. Not yet.
Well, true.
Switch is an anomaly when it comes to this. Yeah, but
it makes sense to put these on Switch.
Yeah,
but
obviously.
I can see it's a different type of work because it doesn't use the same, like PC, Xbox, PlayStation all use the same general architecture.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're talking about the Persona games, I mean, Atlas, and Sega, so Sega and Nintendo.
Yeah, but they put Shin Megami Tensei 5 exclusively on Switch.
Yeah.
So I actually believe they will. It's just a matter of they're going to do these ports because they're also doing, PC ports for Persona 5 and Persona 3 along with this. It's like, it's a lot of work.
It'll take time.
Yeah, so once that's all done, I think it's a guarantee that they will then do the work to put them on Switch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, guys, another one about this showcase, Diablo 4. Boy, oh boy, it looked good. I mean, it looked pretty. I mean, I'm really looking forward to playing this game. And obviously, they didn't say Game Pass day one. They didn't say anything about Game Pass. But I'm telling you now, if the Blizzard deal goes through before Diablo 4 comes out, it's probably coming day one. Just like Overwatch 2, or I think it was earlier in the show that was announced that it's coming. The beta is coming in October, and it's coming to Game Pass day one. So
Yeah,
so,
isn't that
yeah.
said it's going to be free to play Overwatch?
Free
I
to
don't
play.
remember.
Yes,
Yeah,
free to
so
play.
Obviously,
Yes.
but you'll get content. You'll get like
Yeah.
kind of like what they did maybe with the Riot announcement, which to a lot of people probably isn't a big deal. But man, I mean, League of Legends getting access to every
Yes.
champion
Next year
is an insane amount of value.
Yes.
well, that's like a couple $100 you save, isn't it, or something like that?
It's possibly more. I don't
Yeah.
know exactly how much it would cost.
I've never played League. I know it
I
costs a lot.
I played League fairly. I mean, I don't know how. I guess it was early on, but when I played it, there weren't like hundreds of characters, but there was like, probably
There were
30,
10.
40. No, maybe like 30, 40. I don't know. Maybe a little more than that. I don't remember exactly. There was a lot.
Yeah.
And you didn't get to play all of them because you can try to unlock them without paying, or you could pay. Or I forgot how often it was, they did a different set of free-to-play champions.
Mm-hmm.
It would cycle, so you could try out different people. But to get every one of them is huge for a lot of people, because I guarantee you there's a lot of like hardcore League players who do not have every champion are going to look at that and be like, yep, I'm getting Game Pass.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then another game, of course, a Plague Tale Requiem. It looked amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't wait to play that game day one on Game Pass as well. So
that's okay. So this is where like one of the things where I looked at that and it should get me excited, but it wasn't a hype moment for me because I've already seen the game. I know exactly what it is. It's coming to Game Pass. I'm already 100% convinced I'm playing it day one on Game Pass.
Right.
Oh.
Like you could never show me another second of that game, and I'd already have that opinion in my mind. It's like, when I saw this, I was like, yes. I mean, I love to see more of it, but also I know I'm just gonna play it. So
right. Yeah, and of course, for all of the Battle Royale, fans and players out there, not only League of Legends, but also Valorant is, of course, coming in 2023. So,
yeah. Now, it's weird because all of that was PC and mobile, right? No cloud.
No.
None of it's on Xbox. I hope at some point that means some of that, like League of Legends Wild Rift is rumored to be coming to consoles, which is kind of just like a more simplified version of League of Legends.
Right.
Valorant makes a lot of sense. I don't know why that isn't on console at this point.
Yeah, that I don't get.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, let's talk about anything that you might have been disappointed with, or something that they didn't show, or something that they should have focused on at this showcase that wasn't focused on. What do you guys think? So,
who wants to do this first?
I'll go. I mean, I thought they were gonna. Well, I thought they were gonna spend some time on of course, the xCloud gaming and the cloud and the stick, the streaming stick that's been talked about. But they didn't talk about that at all.
It wasn't at the extended show either.
Yeah, so I was a little surprised at that. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't too much. I mean, to be, like I said earlier, just to be a little nitpicky, of course, we didn't see, anything on Hellblade. We didn't see anything about the possible, Gears sequel, Gears 6, which is probably in really, really early development, I would think at this point, but still something. So, I mean, that's being nitpicky, obviously, but I mean, because it was such a great showcase. I mean, just, it was almost out of the PlayStation playbook from the PlayStation 4 era, just boom, 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 games, and not much like interaction with developers, kind of like during the Summer Game Fest. It was more just game, trailer, and there were a lot of gameplay aspects to these trailers as well.
Yeah.
There were the cinematic ones as well, but more of them had a lot of gameplay in them. So, I was satisfied with that. Yeah. Burly, I'll ask you first. So let's imagine. I'll be a little put you on the spot here a little bit. Imagine yourself as a PlayStation executive. You're a PlayStation executive, and you watch this showcase. Yeah. How could this showcase have influenced you on future showcases when it comes to state of play for PlayStation?
Make me realize, go back to the way when things were good with state of plays. Like just
the last one was the good one.
Yeah, the last one was the good one,
know,
but
right?
After that one, look at how many of the other ones that have just been terrible. Like, so this would make me want to sit and realize, okay, I just need to show stuff that is coming, and be more communicate better all of what's coming and give a better idea of when. Because like there's so much with Sony up in the air. They're saying God of War's coming this year. Okay, we're almost at the tail end of June here. You got to give us something here. And then they're like, yeah, you guys are going to get something later in the year for God of War. So you're going to tell me like God of War's coming end of year? You got to give us something. Like if I was Sony, I'd be showing that off. More communicative, like the VR. Their thing was showing VR. They showed us just trailers of games. Didn't tell us like anything of VR2, of like when it's going to come or more. Like I know they did earlier in the year the little presentation of just saying VR here's some of the stuff with the controller, but we got no idea. Are we going to hear anything on VR2 if it's going to come this year or anything?
It's true. Yeah.
Carl, I'll throw this one at you. Has Game Pass made the console wars, if you still want to say we do have console wars, I guess maybe we don't anymore, but has Game Pass made the console wars obsolete?
No, it hasn't.
Okay.
But it has changed the game in a lot of ways. Because things like, for example, Plague Tale Requiem, right, is a good choice to look at and say, like, I see that day one Game Pass, that's like a Xbox exclusive to me. Obviously, yes, you can play it on PlayStation, but like, if you have both consoles, you're probably going to play it on Xbox through Game Pass. Like, why not?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense not to.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you have the S and you don't have the X and you want the higher fidelity. But, those are special cases we're talking about.
Right.
I don't know. The S is the better model. We know this.
Oh, come on, really? You know what you're talking about. You can't look at that list of games, right, and say that like Game Pass isn't a great value still. And there's so much, and what they're able to do at every showcase is do the thing where they're like, yeah, there's 30 games coming to Game Pass. I mean, it's undeniable, like watching a show like this, if you can be someone who's like, yeah, I mean, I saw a bunch of games I want to play in there. So yeah, I guess I'll get Game Pass because I'll just be able to play all of those. I won't have to buy all of them and they'll just come to me every month,
Right. Okay. Carl, any final thoughts? Like anything you might have, wanted to see differently out of this showcase?
Yeah. So the big problem with this show is the 12 months time frame.
Okay.
And I don't think that's on itself a problem. It's just the expectations weren't set prior. So going into the show, if you're really into Xbox and you know all about everything that's in development, you have all these hopes and dreams of what might show at this showcase. And the assumption is they're going to show something, right? They're going to reveal something that we don't know about, or we've heard about and haven't seen anything for. that's probably farther out, and because they've done that every time. Right? There hasn't been a situation before this where they haven't done that. So to get into the show, and you start with Redfall, and then you go into Sarabon saying like, everything we're going to show now is going to be coming out within the next 12 months.
Yeah.
Instantly, I go from like a 10 hype to like an 8, maybe less. I don't know. Because like, I know, I just, in my head, I'm checking off that won't be there, that won't be there, that won't be there. Like, there's so many games I know right away will not be there because of that thing that you just told me.
Yeah.
So if I knew that going in, I would have felt a little different. I would have looked at this and like, all right, show me everything I'm going to play in the next 12 months. That's cool.
Yeah.
And we are getting to, I think, more of a homogenization of what these shows do. So if you think about Nintendo Directs, for the most part, this is what they do. They do not really show you much that's beyond the next year. Occasionally, they'll tease like Breath of the Wild 2, and they did that way too early.
Yeah.
And they haven't shown it since, really.
Right.
Right. So, you get, they did show an update, but like, you'll get like your Metro Prime 4, right? Where here's a title and then it's gone.
It'll
forever.
disappear for like a year. So.
And I feel like people don't want to do that anymore. And maybe Xbox is doing that partially because maybe they aren't ready to show some of these things, but also maybe because this is just the way things are now. And this won't be the only showcase. They'll have another showcase, right? And they'll be able to have other places. Obviously, the Game Awards, they'll show stuff. Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like, with with Bethesda, Elder Scrolls 6, that's probably years off still. And then, of course, Perfect Dark, that's still probably a ways off. Fable, they didn't show any of Fable. I mean, that's probably still a ways off. So, past that 12-month, Everwild, past that 12-month. Yeah. So,
Hellblade 2, right? Yeah. There's so many games.
Gear 6, So,
and all the crazy project names that we've heard. Oh, Contraband also. They tease that. We don't know what that is. They teased it last year.
Yeah.
So
Scalebound Revival.
Scalebound Revival.
So the show had for me, what really hit for me, and there's not a lot of stuff that like hyped me, but Redfall, Forza Motorsport, Starfield, all hit for me. I think great looks at those games.
Yeah.
And then the Persona announcement was probably the hypest moment for me because it was the thing that like I thought could happen. I didn't know it would happen. And then when they announced it and they said, Game Pass and all 3 of them coming, that's incredible. It's a huge, big moment. And then there's the Kojima thing, which is kind of cool, but like not, he didn't show anything. So didn't even tell us.
Just showed his face. That's all.
Yeah. So that didn't do anything for me. Wolong Fallen Dynasty is interesting. I saw that. I'm like, all right. Day one Game Pass, Team Ninja
Something
game.
Something to try.
Yeah, I mean, it's got not Neo and Ninja Gaiden type stuff. That's cool. That's a big one if it's good.
Yeah.
You didn't get a lot of, I would say, like Xbox exclusive stuff. Like you got Pentiment, like new stuff that we've never seen, that we didn't know anything about. Pentiment was kind of like one of the older ones from Obsidian.
Did they? I don't. I forget. Did they show Scorn? I think they showed Scorn.
They did. Yeah. And that looks interesting. But again, that's another like, it's an indie third party. It's going to be a timed exclusive. It's not like a real exclusive. What I'm talking about. And then you got. I mean, as Dusk Falls was finally shown, like what the hell you're going to do in that game. I believe, was it this one or no? Actually, it wasn't this one because it was the extended showcase where they actually showed you what the game is like when you're playing.
But during the regular showcase, they showed a small trailer of it.
They did, yeah.
And I was didn't really get to know what the game was all about.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what the hell that is. And they're like, oh, you can do 8-player co-op. I'm like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Yeah. But we do know now. And then the other one, I believe, is, Minecraft Legends. Again, that's a first party, but not exclusive. Right. I don't. Pretty sure they said it's as Minecraft has gone to everything.
Yeah.
And then Ara History Untold, which is a Xbox publishing game made by another studio, but like that's a first party owned thing.
Right.
but that's PC only right now. So again, it's like that's your like 4X strategy type thing.
Yeah.
Like a civilization type thing. I saw some more of it in the interview. Looks like it had a little bit of SimCity-ish vibes too, like building up your city more, which I know is in some of those other games. But like, I didn't see as much combat focus, but who knows? We didn't see a lot, so maybe there is that.
Yeah.
But not Xbox. Like that's a problem for me to show stuff. I know Xbox stuff is on PC as well, but like, it's a bit annoying that they do these things like Age of Empires on PC, not on Xbox. No announcement yet for the Xbox version. Like, those things don't sit with me very well.
Yeah.
So the show, had some interesting stuff, but also some like weird things like Arc 2. What was that trailer?
Yeah.
We saw less of the game.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah, that's all we saw was Vin Diesel. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
But there was an interview or some sort of article about this game that I read, and I'm like, okay, now I'm interested, because they said that the game is now going to be like third-person action adventure instead of first-person survival game. So I'm like, all right, well, you should have shown that, or at least told us somehow. Because I got nothing from that trailer.
One other thing I'll just mention about the showcase that I really liked about it was the fact that they didn't show so many advertisements. They hardly showed advertisements. Don't get me wrong. I love The Rock. He's awesome and all, but having to watch The Rock stand there and advertise an energy drink, no. That's I'm glad that they, the Xbox showcase didn't have any of that. So, So
I'm glad.
Expected. Go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead, Burly.
I'm glad to see. I'm glad to see that. The moment I hated was the Kojima, because it just took me the whole out of it. Because you're like, oh, we're gonna have him here for a minute and a half. You stop the flow of announcing everything for this, and all it is an announcement to the announcement to the announcement. And it's like, not nothing. You wanted to come here. You got in just because you're Kojima, but you're not going to say, "Oh, I'm working with Xbox." We already knew that. You're working with Xbox. You're working with PlayStation. We know that. If you're not going to give us
confirmed,
I'm sorry. True.
Well, is this game only going to be on Xbox, or is it going to be to go to PlayStation? At some point as well. I'm sure it will. It'll be a timed exclusive, maybe.
I think it's an exclusive. That's the rumor, and it's going to use cloud technology.
Well, if it's cloud technology that Microsoft owns, then of course it'll be exclusive. So, but we'll see.
So like the thing is, like this whole showcase. What I was mentioning before is that if you were to take out a handful, the Xbox first party, games, the trio of Redfall, Forza, and Starfield, and then basically what else was in there? Diablo 4, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Then it looks a lot like every one of your other showcases that we saw. It's a ton of interesting looking indies, and maybe these are the higher end, better ones, but like Cocoon was the one that was the inside Limbo person.
Oh, okay.
Like games like Ravenlock and Erebin Shadow Legacy, like those look like AA indie. Maybe they're really good, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The Last Case of Benedict Fox looks like a great indie game. That's one, and of course the Silk Song, Hollow Knight Silk Song, like Flintlock again looks sort of AAA-ish, but we know it's not really. That's a smaller budget, but it could be really good.
Yeah,
so it's a lot of that. Like I just really wanted at least two other surprise reveal, whatever first party Xbox stuff. That would have really sold the show for me. Otherwise, it's still a really good show. Really, a lot of great stuff there, for sure.
Okay, let's briefly move on to the extended showcase now. So, of course, Xbox a few days later gave an extended showcase. And, of course, for you video viewers, a link to the article for that is below there, here on the video. So Carl, you said you watched this, so give us some insights and what did you think of the extended showcase? Now, you were saying earlier that Todd Howard had some more to say, I think, about Starfield, and he gave some more
Yes,
comments. Yeah, so
but that was an interview with IGN and not at the
okay.
extended showcase.
Okay, not at the extended showcase. Okay, so
Right.
then what did we see there? Because
Yeah.
honestly, I have to admit, it was like at 3 a.m. here in Japan. I didn't get a chance to watch this, and of course, being sidetracked with all the other content stuff, during the week, I didn't get a chance to see the extended showcase. So, what did we get?
Yeah, Pete Hines was there, and he had an interview, talked about Bethesda stuff in general.
Okay.
What was like actually revealed there? There wasn't going to be a lot. There wasn't going expected to. So you saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game,
Yeah.
Valheim coming to Game Pass on PC, which we saw in the other thing, but also coming to console, which I think was pretty cool. That's next year coming to console. And they had the big segment on Flight Simulator, which was pretty cool. And Paris was there. He went to like this flight museum.
Paris, who's that?
Paris Lilly from he's on the Xbox. Kind of funny XCast.
Okay.
He's also from the other show. What's it? Is it Gamer Tag Radio? I think.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, he was the one who hosted the extended show last year.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, they showed more Flight Simulator stuff. They talk more about that expansion, and it looks cool. They showed Fall Guys with Halo, character stuff coming.
Okay.
Which it was a fun trailer. It was like a playoff of some other trailer. I forgot. I'm not super familiar with, but. So yeah, it's the type of show that if you're like really into Xbox stuff, like it's worth a watch. I wouldn't say anyone else needs to watch it.
Well,
Burly, go ahead. You give your comments, man. Yeah.
I was going to say we did get the gameplay reveal of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game. There.
Yeah, I did mention that first. That was a.
Oh, did
that
you?
Was there.
Did you say?
I did. Yeah.
Sorry, I did not hear that. But like.
Yeah. And of course, as Dust Falls, we saw actual gameplay there. So,
that was about the next thing I was going to say. That I didn't watch it live. I did watch little bits of it online, some of the trailers, and fine showcase. It's just a matter of this was stuff that they chose to leave out, and some of it just go long with, so I can understand.
I see.
Yeah, I think they talked more about. They did talk more about Pentiment and Grounded, I think, as well. You got some more insight into those,
Yeah, because Grounded is coming out of beta pretty soon, so it's the full release.
Yeah, the 1.0 release, which was announced at the Xbox Showcase, and
right.
You got the full story mode now in there.
Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, so I'm interested to see what Xbox is going to do for Gamescom. I mean, if they're going to have another showcase. I know Jeff Keighley's going to be doing another opening night live for Gamescom, and hopefully we can cover that. Wondering, and then of course, PlayStation, whether or not they're going to have a state of play for Gamescom. So that's going to be the next big event, time of the year come August. So,
There's a rumor for a Nintendo Direct at the end of this month.
Yes. Yeah. So,
And there was actually, I saw a leak of a Fire Emblem game, a new Fire Emblem game.
Oh, yeah.
Which is weird because the leak said that like it's a finished Fire Emblem game that for some reason they haven't shown yet. Which I'm like, that's really bizarre.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of heads up. They're promoting.
Might be a port.
They're promoting Fire Emblem now. That's coming later this year, Carl, at Yodobashi. So,
yeah. Well, is that like something else? Because there is that Fire Emblem 3 Hopes, Fire Emblem Warriors, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh.
All right. So it's time to get to our, of course, new game releases for the week of June 20th through the 26th. And Carl, as usual, you always pick a game that is the first in the alphabetical order list.
Oh,
So
no, what
you
did
get
I
to go
do?
first. Yes. What did you do again?
Why did I do this to myself? I don't have it like
Yes.
ready to go. Like I'm always you jump to the section and I'm just like, God, it doesn't
It's
take that long.
Fire
But like
Emblem
no, I know what it
Warriors.
is, but I
Yeah,
just gotta
okay.
bring up the
Well, you should have it
little
ready. Yeah.
I don't want to leave it open the whole time. This releases.com website acts funny sometimes, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
All right, Fire Emblem Warriors, Three Hopes, coming on June 24th to the Nintendo Switch.
Yay, my birthday. Yes.
Yes. Edelgard, Dimitri, Claude, and other Fire Emblem 3 houses characters return to put their combat expertise on display as you revisit a war-torn Fodland. Unleash devastating combos and striking special moves in action-packed real-time combat. Yeah, man. Like I said, I played the demo. It's fun. It's great representation of that world and those characters. So
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I love
actually, I won't keep you, speculating that this is the one that they're talking about at Yodobashi, Carl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And this, okay.
I wanted to get your hopes up that they had another announcement coming, but no.
This trailer here, what I do love about this trailer is the 4 characters they're showing are the DLC characters.
Interesting.
From so like it's cool that those characters are also joining this. Yeah.
The DLC characters from Three Houses. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they're in it too.
Nice.
Well, forget them, Burly. They're part of the story. Okay, you got to get the DLC. They were there all along, Burly. Okay. Right. The way the way they integrate them into the game is really cool and works really well, and it does feel like they were always there. You just didn't know when you played it the first time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, looks good, definitely. So, all right, okay, Burly, you're up next. What are we getting? What's your pick?
So my pick of the week is Mango Mischief. It's coming to Monday, June 20th to Steam. Mango Mischief is a solo indie retro style turn-based role-playing game that both plays homage to and satirize classic JRPGs, humor, puns, and fourth wall breaks. Complement strategic combat, interesting puzzles, and customizable characters, class trees, tons of skills and gears, and more. I've actually been lucky to play the beta of this game, and I really did enjoy. And now the actual thank you shout outs to the creator sent me a code of this, so I will be trying this on Monday and trying it on, see how it runs on the Steam Deck.
Nice. All right. This is not my final form.
Oh yeah, they do. they do stuff like I think it's like one of the NPC, like some of the NPCs you talk to are like, yeah, I'm just an NPC. Don't bother talking to me, and stuff like that. Like they do a lot of funny, just like they satirize the hell out of the format. I love it.
Nice. All right. Okay. So that's Mango Mischief.
Yep.
Mango Mischief. Okay, guys, I'm up next. So my pick of the week is the Uncharted, Legacy of Thieves collection. So it comes out on PC now. So it's coming out on the 20th. This remastered bundle includes Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, featuring Nathan Drake as he hunts for Captain Avery's long-lost treasure, setting off for one final far-flung adventure across the jungles of Madagascar to long-lost pirate colony of Libertalia. It also includes Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which chronicles Chloe Frazier's breakout exploits as she moves from frenemy to hero. Enlisting the assistance of renowned mercenary Nadine Ross, Chloe ventures to India's Western Ghats to locate the golden tusk of Ganesh. So coming to PC, guys. Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, it's great for people. I've never played those games.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of them. Like they're cool, like, action set piece, stories, but it's very much just run through it once and that's kind of it. There isn't I don't feel like there's a lot to those games.
Yeah.
Like The Last of Us is definitely their better game.
Yeah.
Like I disagree on that one.
I don't know. I mean, because I love action adventure. I love the adventure stories, and I mean, like into the, this is very much Indie Jones style of game.
Yeah.
And that, I
what
love
I mean
that,
is gameplay. Like there's not as much to do in these games. It's just a fun action, an adventure game. You shoot a bunch of people, you solve a few little puzzles here and there, you climb a bunch of interesting things.
Burly.
But there's no character like building. There's no
Burly.
sort of like discovery.
Burly.
Okay.
Oh, no discovery. What are you talking about?
Oh,
You discovered
no
a hell of a
linear,
lot
man.
of stuff in the Uncharted game.
You're finding treasures in each game. You can find, spoiler alert, the precursor orb from the Jack and Daxter series.
Who cares? It's linear, man. It's super linear.
And Last of Us isn't linear.
It is, but it's more wide linear. Like there's things to look around and get and collect, and that you level, you increase you upgrade your weapons, you upgrade your sort of abilities, and there's more to it.
There's more to certain aspects of the gameplay. I will give you that on Last of Us, but
yeah,
I feel the story and the gameplay I found better in Uncharted to me. I know
mean, that's fine. I'm not going to debate that. Like that's a personal choice for sure. I don't think it's wrong to say that people might like that better story wise, action wise.
Yeah.
I think it's important. I think we should mention, there's a couple of things this week that are big, like Fall Guys.
Yeah, the Fall Guys. Yeah.
On June 21st, coming to other platforms, and the free to play is starting, or I'm not sure if it has. June 21st, and what else I thought was interesting? Naraka Blade Point, which they announced at the Xbox Showcase, is actually coming out on Xbox on the 23rd.
Mm-hmm. Part
of Game Pass, I believe.
Yeah.
Capcom Fighting Collection on the 24th.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's all platform. Yep. Really?
That 24th is going to be a good day. I just know it.
Yeah, because it's Expat's birthday.
Yeah.
So my 3-year Twitch affiliate anniversary stream day. So
I'll watch that later, but my birthday comes first.
I'm
just kidding, Burly. I'm just kidding.
And then one other one I wanted to quickly
fall on my birthday, Burly. Come on, I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
One last
Go ahead,
game
Carl.
I
I'm
mentioned
sorry.
was Pocky and Rocky Reshrined.
Pocky
and Rocky.
Pokey.
It's Pocky, man. Come on.
It's uncultured American. It's Pokey. Pokey des.
PlayStation 4 and Switch on June 24th, and that's like a remaster of an old SNES game that just I remember it. It was fun. It's very Japanese themed actually, so you might enjoy that.
So start Pokey des.
Yeah.
Pokey.
So wait, the weird Japanese thing, the sticks with like the chocolate on the end that I would call Pocky. Is that not how you say it?
No, we say chocobo.
Okay, that's not even the name on the box.
Chocobo.
Well, Pokies
go to
are
the
like
store and buy me some chocobos.
Pokies are kind of like they're just like little breadsticks that have chocolate on them.
Right.
Either chocolate or that's not what you're talking about, but I mean that's what Poki.
No, that is what I'm talking about.
It is. Okay. So Poki.
No, I was just mentioning like is that I would call Pocky. I mean that's what people hear.
It's not Pocky, it's Pokey.
Call it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Burly. You heard.
Carl, you come to Japan,
I've had them
learn
once
quickly.
in my life.
Yeah,
I'm bad at pronouncing shit, so I'm just staying out on this
Pokey,
one.
yeah. So they're basically, they're snacks, and it's like breadsticks with chocolate, and they have ones with matcha, which is green tea flavor, and strawberry flavors. So I'm a fan. I eat them occasionally. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the original weeb snack.
I guess. If you want to call it weeb snack, whatever. Yeah.
Well, in America, it is for sure. Like, it's one of those things when you were really into anime, like early on, in like the 90s. Like, you could find Pocky in some weird stores. That's what we called it. And you're all like, oh my god, look at this cool weird Japanese snack thing. I got to get it because I love anime. Like, so yeah.
Carl, 面白いだよね。本当に. Yeah, just Carl, come to Japan. You'll learn.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll understand. So
probably if I called it Pocky, someone here would probably think that was weird.
Right, of course. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's Pocky in America, it's Pocky in Japan. So
yeah.
All right. So anyway, some programming notes. We want to talk about, of course, Burly and I. We did our, of course, our part 5 review of Obi-Wan Kenobi last night. So it's up on our Patreon right now, and it'll be going to our YouTube channel after early access. So please go and check that out. Of course, it's a spoiler review. So if you have not watched the episode or the part, because they're called parts in Obi-Wan. So if you haven't watched the part, please watch the part 5 first, and then come and watch our video on that. And then, of course, we're also doing the Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode 7, the Serene Squall review. We're going to be recording that this coming Monday, and then it will, of course, just like the Star Wars series that we're doing on Obi-Wan Kenobi, it will go up to our Patreon in early access, and then it will go to our YouTube channel. So our Patreon at patreon.com/thearena_podcast, and our YouTube channel at The Arena Productions. So you can go and check that out. And we'll also be doing our next episode soon as well on Miss Marvel. So episode 2. So all of them, of course, are spoiler reviews. So if you have not watched the parts or the episodes, please check them out first before coming and watching our review content, because there are lots of spoilers in them. So as we discuss the episodes, so please check that out. So yeah, good stuff, man. So another good episode of Star Trek this last week, So anyway, what are we going to be playing this next week? I might try the Ninja Turtles. I might try that. I'm of course still playing Far Changing Tides and Chorus, and I'm on PlayStation. I might play a little bit of God of War again. I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking about it, but I do want to continue on with the Demon Slayer, because I wanted to get back to Demon Slayer. And I also downloaded the PS5 version of Borderlands 3 because I'm a fan of Borderlands. So I might actually get back into that. I have my save transferred over to the PS5 now, so might play some of that. How about you guys? Burly, what are you going to play this next week?
I've got a few different things. Still continuing on with the Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke. We're up to Gym. Mm-hmm. We're on the way to get to Gym 7. Mm-hmm. So fun and scary times, because I do have any type advantage. And then half my team is to the ice. It's going to be real fun. But I started back up on Elden Ring.
Oh, nice.
And nice. I did beat another boss. I got an actual, because I patched a bit better, and I got a weapon that really boosts the magic. So now I'm getting better. So be trying that game, and I've got a little confidence in the game again. So soon probably lose that later this week. Friday, nice. I'll be playing a bunch of different things. I'm going to hopefully take some time for the Ninja Turtles game, and I signed up for the PlayStation service. So I've actually tried the original Ape Escape for the first time in my life. So maybe put some more time into that.
Cool. All right. And Carl, how about you?
Really don't know. I think, I'm still playing War Tales, and that's a game where I put a lot of hours into it, and there's not really, I guess there is an end. I could do all of the content, but it's not a game that I feel like I need to. So because I've actually started over, and I'm going to go to a different region first instead of the other region. So I'll see some of that content there. It's I don't have to play. I feel like I got a lot of value out of it already. So I don't need to. I might move on to something else sometime soon, but I don't know what yet.
Cool. All right. Okay. So to end the episode, our indie recording artist spotlight. So this week's spotlight is on NM. Having spent his youth immersed in Berlin's legendary dance music scene, NM is known across Germany for his dark, melodic dance tracks. Now, with the release of his most compelling music to date, he's lighting up dance floors across the world as he explores new sounds and textures while staying true to the hypnotic rhythms that he has based his career on. From his album titled Chance, and the song is called Expand. So this has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 91. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burly of Burly Gaming and Turn-Based Carl. So we hope to catch you in the next one. So take care, everyone. Peace out.